Brothers and sisters, I didn't even want to speak on this, but I was told to speak up from my equal gu- helper who tells 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 that they're to tells me to be grateful only for this particular gift out of all the gifts, that this one is the one I should be grateful for, and to save all grateful feelings for this particular gift. And that gift is the gift of speaking, public speaking, and awareness speaking, consciousness speaking. My guide has been telling me to tell all of you and to make it aware to the people that there is oppression going on around the world. I didn't even want to speak on this, but I was told to speak on this. Again, people are starving worldwide in both the in all continents and classes, both male, female, and all genders are suffering in because of hunger and starvation. Then there's also a lot of repression going on in many nations. For example, in one particular nation in the Caribbean, without saying the name of that nation, they are oppressing the people there very heavily. And there is protests and marches happening in the Caribbean in one particular nation because of the internet prices being very extreme. And my question is why would they need to make the our question is why would they need to make the internet prices very extreme when they when when they could provide the internet to the people, as evidence has been presented, at a much cheaper cost in that particular Caribbean nation. And it's obviously because that particular nation wants to hide from their own people the ability to show each other and show the world the things that are happening on their island. But the situation in that particular island nation isn't just affecting them, it is affecting many others as well, including the people of Korea, the people of China, the people of Moscow, the people of the Soviet nation there, as I call it, the people of the Ukraine, even the people of the people in many nations are having their democratic freedoms attacked constantly. What makes that more scary is that those who have democratic freedoms in other nations aren't using them properly. See, democracy, freedom, and liberty is something that people should be fighting for and defending, is the message that I got from Sananda. And a lot of times, the fake environmentalist movement, instead of helping democracy, takes away from that. And the environmentalist and climate change narratives have little to do with preserving the ecosystems. They are more about funneling the big cash and finances into the World Bank. The main point that I'm trying to get at is that fake environmentalists from the World Environmental Organizations are involved with stealing funds and money, cash, from very poor nations. They are working along with the World Bank and the European EU Bank, the Euro cash system, and the EU monetary funds to funnel. Again, this is my opinion, but our opinion is the reason there is so much oppression in certain nations, like the Cuban against Cuban people and in their own nation is because the money is being funneled out of the island and into the World Bank and into the fake World Environmental Climate Change organizations, because the climate change organizations have little to do with defending the environment. The climate change organiza- group groups are there to funnel in the funds from the public, which is great injustice being committed. So please stand against injustices in every nation, but specifically try to stand against injustice in your everyone. For um, we should all be standing against injustice, specifically in our own communities, but for those nations that are going through extreme injustice, which is more than tolerable, or or more than adequate, more than normal, beyond normalcy. For those nations, we should all be standing up for their right to have free speech, as we do, and according to our constitutions in the democracy nations. So we should be standing up for democracy around the world. That democracy doesn't have to be perfect, but they should just give people everywhere fundamental freedoms and liberties. Again, the fake climate change groups are funneling in funds, in our opinion, in my opinion particularly, and in my friend Sananda in his opinion, and the EU bank and EU monetary system are also stealing from the World Bank, which has put into debt much of the really starving nations. So, three things that we should all be standing up about on our social medias is world starvation, that is caused from the World Bank and from the fake climate change narratives, in my opinion. All right. The other one is oppression, which is being covered up from the United Nations and from others who allow these anti-freedom nations to have representatives in them, such in the United Nations, so the evil United Nations. And three, we should be speaking about another point is lack of spirit freedoms for people in nations where they don't allow people to decide their own beliefs. Please share this and subscribe.